Man, I really like this strap I got here. How do you feel about it?
It's quite strapping. That's a strap. These are slings.
But what if I wanted this to be a sling?
Then it would be a sling. It depends on what you attach it to.
What would I want to have a sling for?
Positive control of your firearm.
What if I just don't want to hold this shit anymore right now?
Think that is still positive control of your firearm?
All right.
Strap it up. So everyone, welcome back to The Experience. Today, while we're sipping on our beverages of choice, mine Dr. Pepper, Taylor's is coffee, which
Black.
all day, dude. I don't understand.
Decaf starts at 5.
Oh, dude, I didn't know. I thought you were still drinking
Water starts before the first coffee. Anyway, we're not here to talk about coffee brand.
We're here to talk about straps, slings,
Or slings. We're here to talk about slings.
strap slings.
So what is a sling? Is the strap a sling? Is a square a rectangle?
A strap can be a sling, though.
Yeah, I guess Brian brought it up earlier. I guess it depends what you put it on, right?
Well, some bags too. Sling bags have a sling.
Yeah. Cameras have straps.
Bags.
I've seen people put Magpul slings on cameras though. So does that make it a Magpul strap or is it still a sling? Oh my God.
Either way, they've been running, people have been running slings, straps since the dawning of the firearm.
Yeah, since the dude had to carry a rifle, I'm sure he found some piece of fabric to try to at least get his hands free to take a pee when he was marching. So more or less, slings have been around for a while. Obviously,
Evolution.
Obviously, you've probably heard of the sling, but we're here to talk about them today. We're going to talk about slings. We're talking about different slings, setup-wise, 2-point, single-point, adaptable ones, kind of a little bit about placement, how we like it. There's some kind of hard, fast rules, at least for me, on slings. There's lots of options out there, and I think you should be able to look at them. TLDR, we like the Kentuckiana Gun Works sling.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Even if we didn't have a coupon code, I would still suggest it to people because A, it is affordable. B, it is made of quality materials and it has a great warranty and guarantee. And Cole's an amazing dude.
I've been running one for a year. I haven't been able to break it, and I've tried.
And not to mention that, I would rather buy a sling without hardware and save money overall on my entire sling setup than I would to buy a sling that has hardware that's completely set up, ready to go. Do I have
Permanently attached, and you can't remove it.
Yeah. Or hardware that's sewn in that you can't remove it. Keep in mind when you're buying stuff, if you want to save money long-term, try to future-proof it, see if there's ways you can do it. So let's kind of go through the gambit. We'll start over here on the left and work our way to the right or whichever side that is for you. You know what I mean? We're going to start with Brian and we're going to work our way over here. So that way to this way.
So this is one that Taylor put together for this specific rifle. So some slings you end up having to do specific per gun. So on this one, it has Picatinny on the front. So he put a hook on it because it's just the most convenient way he found to do this.
So I actually have the KGW sling that I normally run on here. It's in my rifle bag. It's basically this Sane Ranger green one, but not padded. Yeah, so I had a sling that was the original Magpul MS1. It was super hard to adjust. That's one of my hard full stop rules for sling adjustment. If I have to fight to adjust it, especially when I'm in full kit, I have a more limited range of motion. If I'm doing something in a position and I'm having to one way or another, I fucking hate that shit. I refuse to run a sling that I have to fight super hard, which is the reason I really love the KGW sling. So the Kentuckiana Gun Works sling, unlike the Blue Force gear or that Magpul MS1, I would say Magpul's that MS1 was the hardest. The Blue Force gear is a lot easier once it's worn in, but the KGW one is smooth as
out of the box.
Be out of the box.
I mean, I have
it doesn't
thousands of reps on mine.
That's the thing; it doesn't slip afterwards. But infomercial aside, that's what we like. TLDR. If you're not going to watch any further video, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, give me all the love, do all the things.
Go
buy a sling with a coupon code. Have a good day. If you're staying around for, I guess we'll call it the value exchange, let's listen to an infantryman talk about how he likes to carry his rifle, and we'll listen to some LARP or nonsense. Nonsense first, I guess. So on this thing, it's a 7.5-inch 5.56 gun. So I have this Chi-Unity skiff thing going on here. We haven't done that series yet, but we're doing a series. Sneak peek on basically fake ass copy of things that you could buy on eBay.
Yeah.
TLDR, it's going to be interesting.
Right.
Stick around. So the 7.5-inch gun, quad rail, not that much space, no inset QD on the handguard to begin with. So I had to figure out what to do. If I put this clip back here, it's out of my way of my hand when I'm operating the gun, right? So to get to my pressure path for my light and my laser, I have to be able to get right here. The clip was right here originally. And when I was coming up to get my button on my laser, my sling was wrapping up underneath my hand, which for me, it just annoys me because it's not the way it should be. But in the sense of like, okay, all of a sudden I need the full length of my sling. I have to move my hand, or I'm pushing out and it's pulling on my hand. Either way, not my jam.
Right. Another thing Taylor's done by moving this hook way back here is if he goes and swims out of his sling, it could end up around the front of this. And that would be bad. So having the clip way back here, it helps deter that, you know, because things happen in the dark.
So it depends what length of sling you need for your body. So we always say basically things need to be set up for you, fitted for you, not for everyone else, your specific setup.
If we run the length of it, you see where he mounted it here with that. But if you run the length of this, you can see where he has all his excess is under control.
Yeah.
You know, all the way down toward to here. This is the adjustment section, right? So he can...
It's captured. This is captured 2-point sling master race.
Yes, I prefer 2-point slings. You know, so that's easily adjustable. It's got something solid he can get a hold of and pull back and forth.
Yeah, I don't hate these, honestly. I kind of like the tab more because you can get tape or film or whatever and add some material to grab. But on that little short guy, it really depends, right? Do you want your sling? We got another gun here to reference, right? Do you want your sling to be set up at the end of the rifle or closer to the handguard, right? Like, where's the center of balance going to be when you stow it? What are you going to be doing? Is it a short gun? That makes a lot of difference to me. If it's a short gun, I don't mind it being in the back. Every other gun and everything else I run, I want it on the front. A, for consistency. B, for being able to swap the sling from different platforms. It's not a huge difference. Yeah, maybe not quite as tight on a different barrel length, but to be able to swap my favorite sling onto other platforms, and only if I only wanted to buy one sling, it would be this padded one. And we have one of their little sling retainer dudes. It's kind of like a tactical hair tie. I think it's what he called it, but it's got a little clippy on the top or on the other side. So you can, as far as like tightening the tension of it, but essentially it just holds it. So you don't have to wrap it around the buttstock like a lot of times I do. And so that way you can get it out easy. Autistic sling segue over here.
So I was trying to figure out why Taylor had a machine gun sling. This is a really good one. I wish I'd have had one when I was a machine gunner.
I don't own a machine gun because A, the ATF hates me, and B, I'm poor, so the ATF hates me even more because, you know, poor unite. But first sling I ever bought was that MS1, and then I bought this thing. It's from e.d.c Tactical. They make some stuff that's got stock numbers on it and issued approved items, but they make lots of different tactical stuff, and it was relatively affordable, and I wanted to see if it was more comfortable and this and that, because that other sling was the first one I had. It wasn't padded. So this thing is elastic, and I can't stand elastic strappy things, and Brian's going to talk about it.
So the reason I would say this is a good machine gunner sling for, say, a 240 machine gun, which is a belt-fed machine gun, is it already has...
How much does that weigh?
Oh, like 20 pounds.
Okay, continue.
These HK clips, right? This would clip on the butt. This would clip up on the front. And if you had to put it in a pintle mount on a tower or on top of a vehicle, you can leave them attached to the weapon. And then when you need to pull it off and sling it for whatever other activities you might be doing, like patrol, maybe, movement contact, whatever. Yeah. Now you have your sling.
Humping that bitch.
Right. And I also noticed that it had this. So
this is what I bought it for, was a 2-to-1. Hold on. It was a 2-to-1, adjustable modular sling design or whatever. That stretchy, springy ass elastic son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna
is so awful that it was like the barrel was hitting me in the shins, and the optic was hitting me in the dingus.
I can't even get
those
this.
were all like, it just sucked a bag of donkeys.
So that
it was bad.
This elastic running something
construction's
heavy like a machine gun might take some of that strain out of your shoulder.
But then look how long it is. Dude, this is a lot of slack taken out. Like there's a
bro. I don't like slings with this in it, right? One, this is bungee in here. It wears out. Or where it's sewn in, the ends, it's elastic.
Yeah.
It'll pop just like the band in your underwear, guys.
Your socks.
Your socks.
Sling is your socks.
You know, so
Socks
you get a
pretty drippy.
You get a heavy machine gun on here and it maxed that out. I mean, you don't want that. I don't.
But you don't own a machine gun unless you're cool and you're big ballin', and then you probably got a million slings anyway. The pad is amazing, and I love padded slings. And this is my first foray into a padded sling or elastic sling.
Yeah, I don't think this would be good for a heavier rifle either, man.
It's not.
A padded sling, yeah, but
You can't shorten it enough to get the rifle to where you can keep it out of your way. It's just not possible.
To me, is not suitable for a regular rifle.
Oh, I shortened it the maximum length that I could pull those straps in, and then stowed the straps, and it was still not quite there. But
I mean,
again, you do you. If elastic springiness is in your, ballpark, you do you. So this is
that.
What is this off of, Brian?
That is off
My
of a
decoration earlier.
That is a 2-quart canteen strap, circa, because it's cotton. I'd say it's Vietnam era.
So what do we also use this for?
That is a sling for the XM177.
So for the retro builds and the clone builds, this is a sling.
For my, that's what I'm running on my Blood Diamond.
Yeah, but Brian built his out of like a ratchet strap or some kind of adjustable strap. But this one essentially is not adjustable. But again, like for the retro style of it, that wasn't a thing at the time, and I love it. I have a couple of them. This one has blue stuff or blue gaff tape because it's on our camera gear. And it rattles around a bunch when we're trying to sneak around and be quiet and take.
Which is funny.
Ninjas.
This camera
and the other one
has one on it right now.
The other one has black goon tape on it, and it's on the beefier strap. So that's the one I use as a rifle strap or sling. Oh God, I don't know. It's on a camera. It's like it's got like a gender fluidity. It's going to.
It's a camera sling.
I don't want to get kicked off YouTube.
Guitar sling.
Okay,
this sling.
Guitar strap. Sling.
Strap, slings, interchangeable.
All right, so this is probably like more close to a modern setup as far as the
that is not.
Let me make the internet. Hold on, I want you to see my dirty ass bolt. Let me make the internet. You guys it quick, like.
Oh yeah. So
I feel good again.
What's funny is the reason we're able to have longer durations between cleaning is we've been testing Kentuckiana Gun Works lubricants.
Oh, I guess, yeah, shameless plug.
Oh, yeah, sorry, guys. It's just, he was a dirty bolt.
But it's good shit, though, and it's really made a difference. And, like, as far as, like, overall suppressed use on this 1-2 kits, I really enjoy it. So, again, this is that KGW 2-point padded sling we were talking about earlier. So, I love this thing. You got enough adjustability in the back that basically most people are probably going to cut it off. I cut a little bit, but I saved a lot. I prefer to always run my sling this manner. So on the outside portion.
That doesn't interfere with him getting in his shoulder pocket. I run it the same way for the same reason.
Well, I mean, not only that, like just in general, like if you're running it, say on one of those clips, old school, early GWAT style, running on the clips, I don't know exactly what to call that, but end plate sling attachment, something like that. Those are kind of old school. They've kind of gone the way of the dodo, I guess, just because I think most people had one and then they sliced their knuckles on it and got rid of that shit. If you have something like a folder, that won't work anyway, right? Because this would have to be folding. So 9 times out of 10, I really kind of just recommend that people go to the sling point in this position. It's just the most natural spot. Like you have all of that out of the way, right? So if you can see that there is a sling sliding around the back of the gun, it's up there right now. It'll slide down. It'll get in the way. It'll get out of the way. It'll tuck. It'll do whatever, right? I have pretty much full range of motion, excuse me, words are hard, with the sling basically like at its tightest, right? So I can still shoulder it. I can do whatever. If I wanted to stow my weapon, cool. It's going to sit right here where I want it. Basically brace. I was going to say the other S word.
Yeah.
Brace in my shoulder right here. Because anywhere else, it's going to be like blocking me in the face, or it's going to be too low. It's going to be hitting me. Like this is the correct like stowage in my personal opinion, other than the fact that, if I have a hot can, I got to make sure that I'm not going to have any more holes in my pants or marks on my arms that Brian's going to laugh at me about.
So 1 point versus 2 point.
Yeah.
A 1 point sling, when you let it goes wherever gravity takes it. I prefer 2 points because it will naturally fall to the side. I don't really care for 1 point slings. Use case scenario, it's your deal. When he was talking about the sling attachment here or the loops for HK clips, there is one that goes here for a QD, right? And a 1 point with a QD would be for like a really super short weapon that you're slinging crossbody and you're pushing it because it has no brace or stock to give you an additional point of contact.
Yeah, the
shooting
sling
under
style.
tension. And if you've never done it, try it. I really like it. I mean, I got a lot of time practice.
If I had a machine gun,
Very
sub guns, cool. So there's so many options. So last thing we're going to talk about, since this is a more modern setup, we're using QDs. So we're using non-rotational QDs, which is what I like. So you'll notice we'll try to get this on the spot, but essentially like this bad boy is not rotating freely.
I don't like I prefer these non-rotational ones.
And you got to really, if you get the good ones and not the shitty Amazon ones, like they're not made of Chinese pot metal and they'll actually stay in. My homeboy, the Guru, he has worn the metal in the rail of his rifle out to where the QD slot is like carved out of itself, because the QDs he has are quality, and it's a Geisley rail if you want to know. So like, it's also quality rail. It's good metal. So,
well, now Geisley's doing a steel insert in there, so don't discount them.
Yeah. So what Brand was doing, I was trying to show off was basically, I was actually trying to show this off and he put it back on there. So this gun doesn't have a QD socket anywhere on the handguard, and that's totally cool. A lot of them do, and they're not that great, and the QDs don't fit that well. A lot of them do, and it's not always where I want it, it's just like they had some extra space on the handguard, so they put a hole there, good to go, It's a feature on a list. But depending where you run it, depending if you're running a laser or a flashlight or anything else on there, you really have to figure out, most importantly, like placement. So we're running a QD sling socket here. This one, I think it's a BCM.
Yeah, I usually buy.
Pretty sure it's a BCM. I bought a couple, and then I had one that came with another upper. But they're super chunky. So yeah, there's some weight, but they're so beefy that like this thing feels like it would survive a nuclear apocalypse almost. I just love BCM stuff, and I'll fanboy all day and be openly like straight freaking up about it. We love that shit.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
So I went through using the fixed front sight post with the dangling sling swivel that is permanently attached, and one was permanently attached on the butt.
That's the other gun I forgot to bring in here.
Yeah. And then we went to the jungle sling adapter, which is a metal device that feeds through your front sight block, and then a strap that feeds through the back that comes up out of the top. So now it goes from top to top.
I'll put a picture up on screen.
And then when we...
well, hold on, Brian. I thought paracord was totally good. My buddy's friend's uncle, he was special forces Vietnam space shuttle door grinder, and he said that you can use paracord in your front sight for a sling.
And go for it. So as soon as you get any rate of fire going, it's going to melt that paracord. The reason you'll see that in photos from back in that time frame is we used to take paracord and pull the guts out, slide it over the metal to keep it from tapping, because we didn't want this.
And now you just got old school jungle sling adapters that come with fabric on them that are good to go.
There's metal in there. There's metal inside.
I'll throw up a picture of the blood diamond.
Basically, a lot of guys found out that paracord towards this big heat sink does not work. It melts.
There's a lot of companies that make the little pieces of metal, like wire, like really strong metal wire.
Yeah, little steel cable.
Yeah, you can loop through the slots in your handguard and pull it out and basically use that to run your sling through.
Funny enough,
that's a great option too, but that's basically a new school version of an old school adaptation.
Slings, there's a bajillion ways to do it. There's bajillion models. Get out there, check them out, do your research, see which one you prefer. I've ended up going with the QD, Kentuckiana Gun Works, non-padded. I don't like the padded slings. And
so good. I love the
that's what I run.
Padded for Spicy's pleasure. Anyway, where can they find us, Brian? We have rambled enough about slings. Thanks for listening. If you somehow stayed past the 5 average duration.
If you stuck around, all the love for you. You can find us at SpicySnafu on Instagram. And of course, you're already here on YouTube. So why don't you like, subscribe, and comment?
Yeah.
Poop emoji challenge is still
Throw me a freaking bone, man. Yeah, Brian really wants someone to put up a poop emoji. So
I just find it hilarious.
Watch through this far and you put up a poop emoji, maybe we'll mail you a patch. Who knows? Either way, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Go out, try some gear out. There's lots of options for lots of different prices. Figure out one that's great. We got some recommendations. Ask some questions in the comments. Tell us what you like. Engagement's amazing. We appreciate it. And until next time,
stay safe in all you do.
and put a sling on that thing, man.